Hello, y'all. Grown black folks talk. Bishop Lamor Whitehead's wife did what? And what we can learn from this as black women in 2023. I was listening today to a video. I don't keep up all together with everything going on with Bishop Lamor Whitehead, but I just happened to be listening to Pam Esquire, the law intellect. And what got my attention was he's filed a $200 million lawsuit. And I'm sitting here going, the reason I clicked on it was like, okay, wait, who does that? Who has $200 million? There's been a lot going on since he was robbed of wearing $1 million worth of jewelry. And there's just a lot happening. And I kind of keep up with church stuff because I don't know when I make it an answer about what just happened. But see, that was my day today to be like, what did they just say? One of Attorney Pam's guests made a comment and informed me that a little bit about the bishop's wife that I didn't know about when I started out. He said, I hope the bishop doesn't come after me because he seems to be coming after people right now, but his wife preaches better than he does. Okay. So Mrs. Whitehead has ministry of her own. And then Attorney Pam said, yeah, I knew about her ministry before I ever knew about him. She has her prayer conferences and talks to the people. And then both of them talk back and forth about how genuine she seemed to be and how she seemed to have a better understanding of the word and Christianity than her husband ever has. But then Attorney Pam said, yeah, she put him on. You know, when she used to do things, his pictures used to be in everything, and he used to be there in the background, but I didn't have no idea who this man actually was. And then all the stuff happened, and then all that got scrubbed. At least I can't find it anymore. Now, she's an attorney. I'm a professional journalist, but an attorney is still a step up. If she can't find it anymore, then we can say that this is what has been reported, but it cannot be confirmed. So, since there is no remaining available evidence, there is at least a report from Attorney Pam that, from what she saw, that Mrs. Whitehead put this man on. You know, this man who now has been seen grabbing women by the neck and physically abusing them in his church. Um, this man who has, said many inadvisable things. Well, it is a known situation that he actually might not have been the man to be the out front Bible teacher, and that his wife seems to have more spiritual discernment and more knowledge of how things in God's kingdom are supposed to work, but she put him on. That's what's reported. We don't have any evidence. My whole brain was, she did what? And then I sat back and I thought about, okay, well, as we're deciding what rooms we're going to be in as Black women, this is something that can be very instructive for us. MVMO channel, My View, My Opinion, did a video not that long ago about uh, Black men in scandals, but this can apply to white men as well. You take a Bill Clinton or Jimmy Swaggart, and their wives know exactly what it is they're doing, but they stand by them for the material benefits. Those are not cases where people are deceived. Those are cases in which people know exactly who these men are and stay there. But in the vast majority of cases, people do not necessarily know. So let me just make a quick distinction. There's a difference between what you know about and what you don't. There's a difference between you choosing to go along with it for the material benefits and you just not having discernment. The second one we can fix. And that is the purpose of this video. I consider the evidence of how many women push the algorithms of people who demean them that we are lacking in discernment. And what we want to begin to learn how to discern to do is to discern whether or not the energy, the attention, the life that we bring to things is well spent on a particular person in a particular room. You want to choose to be in rooms where mutual honor is practiced. The great thing about Noir Aunties was that although the four women who were on this are very different women, we all have home training. Sometimes the conversation got a little bit excited, but when that happened, things got back into parameter without anybody having to disrespect anybody else. I did not have to mod that room, which was so nice. I didn't have to mod that chat. People showed up knowing how to act and how to treat each other with respect. Seek to be in rooms where people are actually seeking to listen and learn together. There's nothing more frustrating, but it's not a frustration I allow myself to have for long. You're talking about one thing, someone comes and wants to have a whole different conversation, didn't listen to anything that you said. You attempt to clarify, they then go off on another tangent because whatever's going on in their head, they just need to get it out. But they're not talking about what the subject is talking about. And then when you bring to their attention, you probably don't have the right to say that because this is the position you're coming from. I recognize where you're coming from, but you're not listening to what is being discussed here. And nothing more frustrating. Seek to be in rooms where people actually listen, not to respond, not as a vehicle to get out what it is they want to say, but actually respond to what is said. I sometimes will ask people to repeat what it is they're asking me because you can get lost in listening to other people's answers, but you also can get lost if you get triggered in your own head. It can happen to anyone. But seek to be in rooms where people seek not to just respond to their triggers as opposed to responding to you and responding to what is actually being said. We all have moments of what you heard is not what I said, but some people are making it a lifestyle now. And those are not the rooms you need to be in. Because by definition, if you're in a room like that, if you disagree, you are sometimes by virtue of existing, you are going to be wrong. Because whatever it is about you triggers whatever it is that happened to that person, and you can become the object of that person's whole lifetime of hate, whole lifetime of fear, whole lifetime of disappointment. You don't want to be in rooms like that. You want to be in rooms where people listen with the intent of understanding and doing something with the knowledge. You want to be in rooms where mutual responsibility is understood. Something that is exhausting to Black women is showing up. And again, I've said this before, immediately expected to be Black Jesus the minute you show up. You want to be in rooms where there's mutual responsibility. Go host fewer Christmas dinners. Go to more good potlucks. Be in rooms where people understand that we can feed each other. There is abundance. We can feed each other. Be in rooms where people realize that we all have something to bring to the table and we can share with one another. Be in rooms where people do not feel like there's only one thing that's going on that's going to work and that we all have to fight over it. My sister calls this fighting for the last piece of chocolate cake on the Titanic. That's probably not a room you want to be in. Fighting over a piece of chocolate cake on the Titanic. That's probably not it. No, 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 not no, no, no. Seek to be in rooms where whatever is demanded of you is provided to you. You are enabled to do the things that you are demanded to do generously. One of the things about being a Christian, God has empowered me by the indwelling Holy Spirit, meaning that all the things that He commands for my life, He is personally empowering with His own presence. This can be considered very instructive in many areas of life. I find men who demand all this loyalty and respect and deference often do not come showing that to the woman that they want it from. Whatever a man wants, he needs to model. Whatever a community wants, the community needs to model. Seek to be in rooms that understand. Whatever it is expected of every member is expected of every member, and whoever claims to be the leader has to be the leader in that. You cannot lead from behind. Make sure you're in rooms where leaders understand whatever good it is that they want and whatever they want you to provide to get things done, they need to be leading it out front with that. Out front, let there be a nice gap. These are things to look for because this is not the right season to be caught in the wrong room at the wrong time. By the time you see this, we will be within about 24 hours of the Federal Reserve making a decision, which is probably going to determine the direction of the economy for the next year. Now, I'm sure that you've been hearing about recession for the last year. I'm sure you've been hearing about people absolutely rooting for a complete societal collapse. So because they think they're going to come out on top. I'm just like, oh, if all you've been doing is running your gums online, then you're not any more prepared than anybody else. Be that as it may, on Thursday, there will be some decisions made that may have a vast impact. You don't want to be caught in the wrong rooms. There is a YouTuber who said the bottom rungs of the economic ladder have been knocked out, meaning that there is an acknowledgement that the permanency of the permanent underclass is being cemented. You want to be in the right rooms. You want to be in rooms where people are of a mind to build. You want to use your discernment to steer clear of any other type of room right now. You want to be in rooms where you're not putting on foolishness. You're not giving your time and attention and resources to putting on foolishness. That's what I learned from Mrs. Whitehead today, at least according to the report. Supposing it is true, she helped create this monster that people are having to deal with now. But we don't know that because the evidence has been removed. Attorney Pam says she saw it, but I can't say that dogmatically. That's why I have to say if, because I can't check the evidence. Many of us have participated in our own degradation. That must cease if we are to continue to move forward in the times that are coming. Seek to be in rooms where you can plant your attention, your time, your labor, and your love. And not only does it grow, but it grows to benefit to you as well as everyone else in that room. Seek to be where people both understand the right to the fruit of the collective labor, but also the responsibility. Don't put foolishness on. Don't be in rooms where you are just spinning your wheels, putting foolishness on. Please don't do that. It is not the season to be doing that. Even though winter is over, as the commercial says about mayhem, mayhem can strike you at any time. If they don't get this straight at the Federal Reserve and you have the Republicans coming up with this budget fight, mayhem may strike the United States very, 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 very hard. Season of the year matters not. Season of life matters not. You're going to do better at every season of life if you are in rooms that are worthy of your attention, your labor, and your love. All right. This is just a short video. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Thank you for listening.